20-foot diameter, and this takes about a week for construction. This takes 2 days.
And your client had shared with us he had about the same dollar amount invested in a 20-foot diameter as we were able to provide him with a 34-foot with one post.
With the SeaShell. Absolutely. With the one post, I got a lot more coverage. It serves a need, and it's just as beautiful. So as you can see, Dave, when you first came in and I met the Davises, they have a 16-foot radius here that we just talked about, the palapa. It was one footing, one post, dead center, and it covered just this area here. It did not cover the activity area around the pool. It did not protect the ground, the bar, all of the sink, the refrigerator, which is a lot of people's problem. It's just not functional. So what we did...
So the actual palapa was dead center of this area?
This little circumference here is 16 feet. Well, 14, it has 2-foot overhang. But somewhere in here, dead center. So the key thing with these SeaShells is, number one, they have to be aesthetically correct. They have to really be whack. They have to be functional. So by the time we got our tape measure in the area that he's trying to cover, shading, like right now it's about 1220. So he gets full shade everywhere he wanted to have it. Plus, elbow room to come in and out of this sunken bar, which has a swim up area where he can entertain as well. So by the time we were done, we wanted to be sure, instead of 16 feet only covering this area, we covered 34 feet. 34 feet covers everything he needs, not only from the sun, UVA, UVB protection. It doesn't ruin his nice granite that he's invested in. When you get up and swim up from the pool, maybe you don't want to get out of the water, but you need shade. It's perfect. But also the weather when it rains. It's totally dry. The owner is installing a light package under here, so it's really nice to entertain at night. He can put heaters here. It doesn't burn. It just made sense. And I think that's what the owner was really trying to accomplish. We accomplished everything we set out to do. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Everything shaded, weathered. You don't get the rain under here. But wow, most importantly, it doesn't even ruin his investment.
So Terry, with the kind of investment, return on investment, everything with the SeaShell that you've researched and found out, you feel it really fits your needs and what you were hoping?
I really love it. It's like you guys say, the wow factor. All our neighbors and all our friends that came over so far, just can't believe it. I showed them pictures, you know, and I had them go to your guys' website, but when you see it in person, it's totally takes you back.
Were there any reservations at first because of the way the product, the functionality, and the way that it does retract in the wind? Was there any negative connotations with that at all? Or?
Really, no. Out here where we live, the winds can be quite strong. We get the Santa Ana winds. We've seen gusts up to 85, 90 miles an hour here, so we felt that was one of the best features, that it would automatically retract in high winds. And so far we haven't had anything high enough to retract it, but it's quite impressive.
Well, it is designed at 35 miles an hour. It will retract on its own into the receivers, which protect it from itself. So that's if you happen to go on vacation and you come home and it is retracted, you know it's fine. But you must have had a gust of wind at least 35 miles an hour. So in this area, yeah, from here to Palm Springs, you can get 35 miles an hour easy, up to 60, sometimes up to 80. But then fine, it worked, it did its job.
So when you say retracts, Eric, what it actually does is each half of it retracts back?
This is made up of two halves. So it's two halves put together. What I'll do is demonstrate when the wind does come up, what it's going to do, I'm going to retract 1/2. In the center, there's these high industrial magnets that keep it together. So when it's fully deployed, this is in the deployed position. When you take it, when the wind hits up, around 35 miles an hour, it's going to retract on its own. Fully standing itself, you won't get any wind damage. It can stay there. It sort of looks like a helicopter wing the way it is now. That will retract, but if he happened to want sun around the pool area, wanted to put some lounge chairs out to get sun, fine. He can control his environment with the SeaShell and let it go.
Redo that.
Terry, how much effort is that to take your patio cover and put it away in, what, 2-3 seconds?
Oh, no effort whatsoever.
Was
I
that?
like the shade a little bit better than the sun, but
Was that another huge feature in your decision on going forward with the SeaShell? Was the ability to have the sun if you want it?
yes, that was one of the nice features of it. Like I said, we looked at putting in other construction, and the cost of it was far greater than what the cost of putting in the SeaShell awning was. And it seemed to do a little bit more for us than what, and it's much more, we'll say, attractive than another building would be put in my backyard.
Well, I must tell you, when this is fully retracted, it just hit about 22 degrees hotter.
Well, that 100% UV protected, right?
UVA and UVB rays.
What about mold, mildew, as far as anything in the fabric?
It's got a coating on the exterior. It's this the poly sail material. So it's just like what they use on the American Cup sail in the marinas, and the boats. It's a high grade. It's a high-end product. It's designed, once it's installed, it's here for life. You got to remember, when this thing is fully deployed, back together as a circle, I could get up there and walk on it. It's strong. You can look at the hump. This steel has a cage down here of about a 3-foot, 36-inch cube with a cage. Let's put it back and just show how little or no effort it is. That when the owner wants to cover back to where it's going, full coverage from the sun, protection, weather, that's it, that's that side. So my job's half done. You just start pulling it. Anyone can do it. I'm showing no effort at all. You pull it, the temperature just dropped another 20 degrees covering. When you get it to its magnetic point on the far end of the radius, it gathers itself and it's back ready for another wind. So the owner's golden with this. This is the way to do it. It's already been proven in the outback of Australia for the last 12 years, so it sure will hold up here. If you know anything about the Australian weather, this is Southern California, so we've got it made here. Freestanding, 360, 5-meter SeaShell, 34 feet radius, with one post.
So you can see with the SeaShell, it's almost a patio cover. It's not. Because when you want 100% protection, you've got it. When you want 100% sunshine, you've got it. Always retracts into itself, goes back, protects itself in any high winds, and of course on an investment versus value, gives you the amazing quick availability of having 100% shade and 100% of the wow factor.